But today, I have an announcement to make. More so, Nintendo already beat me to the punch. It's that the Nintendo Switch 2 finally got announced. Here's my reaction. It's about damn time. For real, it is about time. I think most of us knew that the Switch being announced, the Switch 2 being announced was inevitable. It was just a matter of when. And when they finally showed it off, I was like, thank God. Finally seeing something. And I remember I woke up this morning and then I saw that there was like a trailer. I was scrolling through my YouTube algorithm and I saw something about a Switch 2. I was like, say what? I was like, wow. It's actually here. And I'm like, it took long enough. So I wanted to kind of go into what the Switch 2 is, what it's about, and, you know, speculate upon it. But of course, we gotta take a look at the first little trailer first, for those of you who missed it. Definitely give it a look. At first, I was thinking, wait. I was like, wait. It's like an updated version of the OLED or something like that. I'm gonna find out. Actually, that's a lie. Because when I saw it on my YouTube algorithm earlier, it literally said Nintendo Switch 2. And I was like, huh? I was like, say what? It looks like the screen is also very flexible too. Oh, and look at that, bigger Joy-Cons. They probably still suck. I'm at least hoping that my Pro controller will still work on it. Actually, we actually are gonna look into things that the Switch 2 is capable of doing. Like, we're definitely gonna check out all the stuff that it's compatible with and everything. Yeah, it does everything that the Switch 1, that the Switch already did. This time they actually attach. They don't just slide in. You actually plug them in. And it's a bigger screen too. And they're just they're not giving it a different. I like the fact that they're also not giving it like a difficult name. They're just straight up calling it, yeah, this is the Nintendo Switch 2. Simple, but to the point, and that's all I need. Like, I like how simplistic the new hardware is. They're not calling it Nintendo something or whatever. They're sticking with the same formula as the Switch hardware by calling it, but it's a more upgraded version of the original hardware, which is why they call it the Switch 2. And I'm perfectly fine with that name. It's like PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. It's the same thing. And realistically, the Switch is practically the best hardware that Nintendo's got going for it. Like, I know that Nintendo gets criticized a lot for its, like, you know, business practices, most of which, I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of. But I'd be lying if I didn't admit that they put out some pretty good hardware, for the most part. Mario Kart 8, fantastic game. It's gonna be a hybrid console, just like the first one. Gonna have the Joy-Con controller, just like the original. 2025. So it's definitely coming out this year. We know that. All right, real quick, let's stop right here. Plays Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive games, as well as Nintendo Switch games, and there's like a tag right there. Nintendo Switch 2 plays both physical and digital Nintendo Switch games. Certain Nintendo Switch games may not be supported on or fully compatible with Nintendo Switch 2. Details will be shared on the Nintendo website at a later date. So right from the bat, right, we already have an idea of what the Switch 2 is capable of doing, which is something that I think most people already knew. It's kind of doing something better than what the PS5 did when that first came out. When that first came out, it was just only PS5 exclusives. You couldn't play like PS1, PS2, PS3, or PS4 games. There were only certain PS4 games you could play, but it wasn't 100% compatible with all of them. Not until much later on, and then it wasn't until like roughly 2 years into the PS5's lifespan where the PS5 actually became more worth the $500 with the amount of games and the fact that it's 100% compatible with all the older games and stuff like that. That's when the PS5 started to improve. I think the Switch 2 is going down that similar route. Like, they're making it very clear that you can use the same physical media. You could also use the same digital media as well. But there are certain games that may not be fully compatible. And that's the reason why they're making it very clear that not all Nintendo Switch games is going to be fully compatible when it first comes out. Like, not all of them. They're basically saying that a vast majority of the library is going to be compatible, but not all of them, because some of them may have some sort of some of the games may not run very well, or there might be an optimization issue. And I'm sure that, very similar to what the other consoles is, they're gonna patch the console as time goes on so that it's fully compatible with all the old hardware. So right from the date, some people actually believe this is the release date of the Switch. That's actually not true. This is just the Nintendo Direct date as far as what they're going to show about the Switch 2. However, it is important to note that most people are under the assumption that it's going to come out within 2 months or 3 months of the Nintendo Direct event where they showcase the Switch 2. So here's the website right here, where they show off more of the Switch 2. So we already established this right here. But here's something that wasn't in the video that is on the Nintendo Switch website. It says right here that Nintendo Switch Online members can continue using the service on the Nintendo Switch 2. So practically everything you have on the normal Switch is gonna move over to the Switch 2. So literally the Switch 2 is basically the updated model. It is literally the updated model. But it's definitely more than just an upgraded model. It's a brand new hardware. Brand new hardware. And then and I'm also gonna show you this site right here from PC Mag, which basically shows a lot of what's confirmed as well as speculation as well. So Nintendo made it very clear. The official name of the console is the Nintendo Switch 2, which I think is an effective title. Very simple and to the point. But as I said before, they were saying that there were some folks online saying that the Switch 2 was going to be released in April. I mean, I would like for that, but that's not what's going to happen. That's actually the Nintendo Direct event. Most people actually believe that it's going to be released during the summertime of 2025, which that would be a great time to release it. And hey, hell, it might be a nice birthday present for Larry the Lone Wolf. I'm just saying. But yeah. So it's literally going to replace the original Switch because it's a bigger and more powerful model. Now, despite what I've said about it being a more powerful model, it being bigger, sleeker, keep this in mind. The Switch 2, I repeat, the Switch 2 is not gonna be technologically on par with the PS5 or the Xbox. I'm gonna just make that and put that out there. It just isn't. It's its own unique hardware, and Nintendo has always been this way. Nintendo has always been known for making the less powerful hardware, but more robust and more long lasting. It's crazy that the less powerful consoles are usually the ones that last the longest. But it is crucial to note that they do have there are. I don't think this was actually confirmed. It's more like a rumor, but they kind of showcase like the specs on it right here. Like, according to leaks and everything, that, by the way, that's the Steam Deck right there. they're basically saying that it's gonna have like 12 gigs of RAM, like 6 gigs of RAM chips inside, which 12 gigs of RAM definitely doesn't sound bad for a video game console. For a video game console, that is. But, you know, I use a gaming PC. I have like 32 gigs of RAM. So 12 gigs is nothing for PC, but for a console, that's good. And it's supposed to it's supposed to have a high speed of transfer as far as RAM as well. And I think and you know, I'm not exactly sure what the default storage for it is gonna be, because we already know that with the Switch and the Switch OLED, I think both models actually. Well, the original Switch was, I think, 32 gigs of internal memory. The OLED was 64. You know, Xbox and PlayStation have 1 terabyte, and even then, you're not using a full 1 terabyte because they take out like maybe a couple hundred gigs for like other system stuff. So you realistically have like either like anywhere between 600 to 700 gigs to play with on both your PS5 and your Xbox as well. So I'm not exactly sure what the default space on the Switch 2 is going to be, but it's probably going to be 64 like the OLED. I'm pretty sure it's going to be that. What was I about to say? So it definitely is technologically superior to the original Switch model, which is cool. But like I said, it's not under any oh, wait a minute. I glanced upon it. 256 gigs. It said it right in front of me. I can't even read. This is the reason I wear glasses. Jesus Christ. I'm pretty sure someone in the comments is already going to say that. Dude, are you blind? It says 250 gigs right there. I have my moments. Anyway. So yeah, 256 gigs. I'm like, that's not bad. But as I said before, it's not going to be on par, technologically speaking, with the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, which is fine. Like, I was one of those people where I've been following Nintendo since I was a kid, alongside PlayStation. I always saw Nintendo as the less powerful hardware, but the more, like, robust, the more long-lasting, the more high-performing one. Like, if there's anything that that Nintendo stuff is definitely good at doing, at least for a good percentage of games, is definitely performance. But then there's some like Zelda or whatever, or even Astral Chain or something like that, where it's like the frame rates will take a nosedive and everything like that. All I'm gonna say is that if frame rate is everything to you, get a PC. Get a PC. For me, frame rate doesn't matter as long as the game plays well. So I'm perfectly fine with the Switch 2 not being as technologically as advanced as the other consoles. What's up, Ace, man? It's good to see you. So we already know. So I think it looks to me like that there's definitely going to be a brand new Mario Kart game. Because, I mean, the one that we already have is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which was realistically a Wii U game that got re-released on the Nintendo Switch with all the DLC and everything like that. And it was the only game that was shown in the trailer. It says it right here that a new Mario Kart is a sure thing because it's the only game Nintendo spotlighted in the trailer. So I'm going to assume for a second that getting a Mario Kart 9 would be absolutely dope. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie though, I'm a big Mario Kart 8 fan, but I'm not opposed to a brand new Mario Kart game, honestly. If anything, it would definitely give more of a people of a reason to want to buy the new Switch hardware. But if there's one reason why I do want to get the new Switch model, is because it's an upgraded model, and on top of that, everything that you get with the first Switch is gonna move right over to the Switch 2, which will, like I said, feel like a true upgrade. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still gonna hang on to my first Switch. Like, I'm still gonna hang on to it for sure. But I'm definitely gonna get the Nintendo Switch 2. I'm excited for it. I hope you guys are as well. So please let me know in the comments. Are you excited for the Nintendo Switch 2? What games do you want to see on the Nintendo Switch 2? Please let me know. I'll definitely give my own perspective on it, possibly at a later date. But the ones I'm thinking about right now is definitely a new Mario Kart game, Mario Kart 9. Maybe even a brand new Bayonetta, which would be awesome. And of course, Metroid Prime 4. But by all means, let me know.